2026 meeting of the Town of Montgomery Planning Board. First thing on the agenda is comment session. Does anybody have any comments on things not on the agenda tonight? Seeing no hands, we'll move right on to European Outdoors, Hawkins Drive, special use permit, site plan conditional final approval. So we'll start off with we must do an amended, where's the words, and a restated seeker negative declaration because our attorney found a few places that needed some tweaking. So I'm going to ask Bonnie, friends of our planner, to highlight the changes to the negative declaration.
All right, so this is for European Outdoors. We're planning board have already adopted a negative declaration. There's some minor changes to language. So the first is just simply, we're calling this an amended and restated secret resolution for the title. We added a footnote that, and Cherie had actually brought this up, that it's in the Plan Development Overlay District, but there are no regulations associated with the Plan Development Overlay District. So we noted that. We talked about the 20-foot sewer easement, and the easement must be granted to the town prior to site plan signing. We indicated the property is in the sewer district but not the water district, and that the applicant must obtain town board approval to connect to the public water system, again prior to site plan signing. Moving on my page 6 and 12, under impact on aesthetic resources, we added outdoor storage of materials is not proposed or approved. With regard to landscaping, our standard landscaping notes, we indicate that dead and dying materials will be replaced during the current or next growing season. So if there's an opportunity to do it during the current growing season, that's when it will happen, or the next growing season. Then on page 7 to 12, it just notes a 5-foot sidewalk will be constructed along Hawkins Drive, which will extend in a southerly direction along the drive into Montgomery Town Square. And then the crosswalk will connect the northerly side of Hawkins Drive by the multifamily development to the sidewalk. I also had an offline discussion with Mara about the trees that are there, and that to the extent possible, if they can be, instead of just chopped, if they could be relocated, some effort would be made to do that, and indicated that yes, would consider that. On page 8 and 12, line 8 and 12, under consistency with community plans, there's narrative with regard to flex space and the number of docks to square footage that is proposed. So the warehouse component of the flex space cannot be an intensive warehouse. So no one what truck parking space is defined in the zoning chapter for 7,500 square feet of floor area or averaging more than 24 arrivals per day or 24 departures per day by commercial vehicles, 25 people nights or greater over any 45-day period. That's really referencing the definition. And then at this time, there's 66,010 total square feet of space, exclusive of retail and office, with 3 loading docks and 30,005 square feet for each tenant, or 1 loading dock for 11,001 square feet of space per loading dock. And then under consistency with community character on page 9, we just reference construction hours are limited as per section 15 above, which is where it was previously addressed. So with that, those are the substantive changes to the negative declaration.
Thank you. Okay, any questions from the board? Okay, I'll accept the motion to accept this amended and restated negative declaration by John, seconded by Rose. All in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? Good. Okay, moving on to the site plan approval. I'm going to ask Rich to...
see if those microphones are working, so you can get it on YouTube? Thank you.
Test, 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 does that help? I'll get it closer. Kiss the mic.
Thank you.
Okay, so we're going to move to site plan approval. I'm going to ask Rich Hoyt, our town planning board attorney, to go over the site plan resolution.
Try to speak up. Board members have received a draft of this last week and then a later draft late today because we received comments over the weekend from various board members and others. So everyone should have a resolution with 14 conditions on it. So just want to make sure everybody received that. Again, it came late in the day today. So I'll go over them really quickly, but the preamble recites the flex space, 2 tenants. Don't forget, there's ground floor retail and second story office for both tenants, but then I believe the building becomes 1 story for the rest of the use, Laura?
Yes, that's correct.
That was part of the confusion I had, that Laura straightened me out. And we try to reconcile flex space that includes warehouse with the other code provision that says no warehouses at all in the B1. So that's been our conundrum, but I think we've worked through it adequately here. Bottom line, as the neg deck said, 3 truck bays or docks per each of 2 tenants, total of 6. And it exceeds our kind of standard, it does not exceed our somewhat standard, thanks to a board member, to roughly 10,000 per dock, seemed to be the industry workable standard. Great. We did note, thanks to Jamie, our engineer, a new condition 4C as in cat. You have 4A and B. Jamie noticed the plans indicate a site distance easement along Hawkins Drive, presumably so that people can see as Hawkins curves around. The current plans show plantings within that area, so I think there's an understanding those are going to get moved back into the site.
Yes, they'll be moved out of the easement.
Granted.
Mhm.
So now, just back to number 1, everything in the neg deck. Number 2, final consultant's comments. 3, outstanding fees. Those are all standard. We talked about 3 easements, stormwater, sewer, and site distance. They still need to get town board approval, whether it's extending the water district or being deemed an outside user, one or the other. They have sewer, they're not in the water district. Signage per the zoning law of the town, lighting per the neg deck in this condition 7, landscaping for the life of the use, sidewalks installed and maintained. Number 10, I think a board member had suggested all truck traffic go to 208 and not to Old Mealytown. It seems to make sense. You would think the industry would want to do that also. Number 11, we talked about this at the workshop. This flex space, we don't quite know what we're going to get. So number 11 is kind of designed to make sure that we get what we thought. And if not, they have to come back in front of the board. That 11 might be a condition you apply to all flex space uses, because unlike most uses, we don't know. Town engineer approval, sewer and water connections, curb cut permit from town highway. And now 14, if yard jockeys are to be used to move trailers, backup beepers shall not be used because they're not over the road. Look, with 6 bays, I doubt we're going to see a lot of trailer jockeys. But if that were to happen, it seemed to cover that issue. And then the last paragraph talks about when these conditions have to be met. So that's all I had, unless anyone has questions.
Any questions from the board? Okay, then we'll move right along. I have a motion to accept the site plan approval resolution by Darren, seconded by Ryan. Any discussion? All in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Very good. Okay.
Okay. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Have a good night.
Enjoy. Thank you.
Okay, we'll move on now to Wendy's. Hi, Andrew.
Hello.
Okay, so with that Wendy's, I'm going to ask Claudia again to review, I think they're minor,
Yeah, I think early too.
to this negative declaration, this amended and restated.
Correct. So on my page 205, there's a clarification that notes that the vehicles that exit from Musalaki Drive are utilizing the access easement over the lands of I-84 Logistics Center. So that was a clarification, access easement. And then the second change had to do with landscaping, top of my page 405, under community and visual character. Again, then dyeing materials, we will be replaced during the current or next growing season, and no substitutions of species or locations will be made without planning board approval. And again, the document is referenced as amended and restated, negative declaration, that's it.
Thank you very much. Any questions or comments from the board? Very good. Okay, I'll accept a motion to approve this amended and restated negative declaration by Ryan, seconded by Cherie. All in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Very good. Okay, then we'll move on to site plan approval, and I'll ask Rich to give a summary of what's in that.
Again, as in the prior project, board members received the draft on Friday, and comments came in over the weekend, and you should all have an approval resolution with 13 conditions. So we'll make sure you all have that. We shared this with the applicant, and they had a question about the timing, and I'll get to them when we get to them on the list. Again, the first three are the standard ones, just like you did for fees, everything in the neg deck, final comments, and fees. 4, the lots will be merged to form one new lot of 1.153 acres. The design of the facility will be per the section in the neg deck that refers to drawings, which you approved, I think, last fall. We'll come back to 6. 7, signage will be in accord with the final plans. Question, I think you show a monument sign on sheet 3, but a pylon sign on sheet 12. And my question is, are there two, or was sheet 12 kind of a representative if you would do the pole pylon? Because your sheet 3 shows a brick foundation with the Wendy's sign on it.
Yes, the monument sign is what we're proceeding with.
I'm sorry?
The monument sign is what we're proceeding with.
And there won't be two
No.
pole monument pylon signs, just one?
Just a monument sign.
Great. Okay, site lighting, important per section 9 of the net deck. Landscaping, per section 9 of the net deck. Sidewalks be installed. DOH approved the water main. DEC approved the sewer main and Speedy's permit. And town engineer approval for water and sewer connection plans. Let me come back to now. Numbers 6, 11, and 12, they've asked us this evening, can that not be conditions of building permit? Can all 3 be conditions of CFO? I don't personally have a problem, except CFO is usually very late in the game.
Could you read those? Just so-
Yeah, number 6, obtain a DOT highway work permit. We asked tonight, well, how are you gonna get in and out of the site to build it? They plan to use the current driveway that Mr. Gorse uses right now. Didn't know that. which means, I guess they don't need a highway work permit.
Yeah, that makes sense.
To start construction, we would need it to complete it.
But their new access, the right in and the right out, will need highway work permits.
At that time, I would assume.
But again, if we're okay with that, put that to CLO, not building permit. Same request for number 11, DOH water main extension, and 12, DEC sewer and speedies. Do you see the reason?
They're all kind of related, right? They're all going to be with DOTs right away, so it could take a while. So it makes sense.
Okay, great. And then 13, we'll just take the S off connections and add the simple word plans. We want Jim Farr to approve the plans
plan.
of the connection, not necessarily the as-built. Did I cover everything?
Yes, sir.
So unless anyone has questions.
Quickly, as per engineer, sir, what are the negative drawbacks? What would be the impacts to the site? Like as the construction goes on, the use of the driveway, would that alter anything with heavy machinery going in and out versus all the other approvals and the other things, just as a level set for
You're talking about the back entrance?
whatever here we're going to waive for a latter time, what would be the negative outcomes, any?
I don't really see any except for 2 accesses in that site for our access. That would be the only thing, but I think at that point,
When we spoke with those also, we shut down probably 2084 to that facility, am I right on that? Okay, all right, thank you. I just wanted to make sure there was nothing, that's,
yeah, I don't see any.
I figured has to. Thank you.
Any other questions or comments?
Just one last comment. This is not a special use permit. It's only a site plan. Because of the code that says fast food in the B1 is not special use. That's why we didn't have the conditions in here which we had in Europe. Just a heads up.
Also, there's a heavy utility tax.
Thank you, Rich. Okay. I'll accept the motion to accept the site plan approval for Wendy's by Rose, seconded by Mary Ann. A full crowd in the act today. All in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Very good. Thank you very much, Andrew.
Thank you.
Fred?
Look forward to our first Frosties.
Okay, next on the agenda is acceptance of the March 9th planning board meeting minutes. Rich reviewed them, found nothing. I reviewed them, and the only thing I found was a font issue. Anyway, so we'll fix that with about 2 clicks.
Sherry had something recently, I don't know.
Right? I always feel bad, but yeah, it just happened to be, it was, I believe, on January 9th's entry, and it was simply,
Yes.
the second sentence in, it said, Rich send versus sent. So it was minor.
I don't know where January 9th is.
It's on like the 3rd page, the 2nd page, keep going down. Is it back there where it says, I think it says January 9th or 12th in there, from Rich? God, I haven't had any tequila to make it look good. Okay, let me,
Don't see any dates at all.
no, man, sorry guys.
Okay, that's 2, and that's 3.
Wow, what am I? Oh, Shanti Madeira. Here's after, oh, darling. Here, January 12th, member pendings, send, previously send, should be sent. It was just a
Okay.
very minor.
Okay.
I'm sorry.
Oh, we're looking for, yeah, January 9th. That's
Yeah,
right.
it was
Okay.
this review,
Okay.
but the
We
comment
fix
based
it.
on.
There you go.
Okay, thank you, I'm sorry. Give me
No, that's good.
Very good. I'll accept the motion to approve the minutes as amended by Cherie, seconded by somebody on that side, Mary Ann. All in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed?
I was not available, so I wasn't here.
Okay. Whose turn is it? Moved by Darren to adjourn and seconded by Mary Ann. All in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Very good. All no records tonight, but thank you.